What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you could be entered to win $100 in free crypto. You can use that to invest in whatever you want to. I'm going to be giving that out whenever I hit 1,000 subscribers. So go ahead and subscribe and hit that like button and hit that bell notification down there, wherever it is. Go ahead and hit that up. However, so I have some advice for my youngins, my young viewers that watch this channel. If you're just now getting into credit and you're also wanting to invest in the future into different things like real estate or whatever you want to do, you just want to be successful and you want to have a lot of money. The very first thing that you need to be doing, if you're 18 of course, is you need to be establishing credit. It's pretty like high on the list. It's like the number one thing that you need to have is really good credit, especially if you don't come from a lot of money, because credit can bring you leverage. It can bring you a lot of money that if you don't have a lot of money to start with. And most people, if you're trying to make more money, they already don't have a lot of money. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is start building your credit. If you're young, you're probably a student. I don't want to assume. However, what I started out with, I'm only going to speak from experience. So what I started out with was the Discover card for students. They give you a small credit limit, and that's because you don't have any credit established. Your credit score is probably between a 650, 600, somewhere around there, 600 to 700. Somewhere in between there is gonna fall, especially if you're just getting started and you're just applying. Make sure you obviously have some type of income, you have a job, you're able to pay your credit card on time, because that is the number one, that is the biggest thing about credit cards, besides not maxing them out and not paying them, is paying them on time. On-time payments are super important. That's how you're going to be able to get all the big loans, all the big things that you want, all the big money, is by paying on time. You have to pay them back on time. And then also it's your utilization, what you carry on the card. You want to carry 30% or less if you want to have like a decent score where you can get decent, things like that. That's what I did. You want to have a really good score. You want to pay it off in full every single month, or every time that it's due. Before it's due, you want to pay it in full, and so you don't get interest. And then also, if you keep 10% or under, it's going to be probably in the higher 700s or so. If you keep 30% or under, around 30%, then you're going to have probably like low 700s. If you're trying to do entrepreneurship and you're trying to do your own thing eventually and you want to invest, don't rely so heavily on the job situation, because speaking from experience, a lot of jobs, they're going to require you to have experience. And if you go through college and everything, I'm not saying don't go through college, because I went to college and I have a degree, but I'm just saying that, it's important that you make sure that if you're going to go, make sure that it's what you want to do. Don't just rely on that one job, because obviously if you want to be an entrepreneur, and I'm not saying that you can't do both, that's loans that you're taking out for school, and that's going to, affect your credit as well. It's not going to affect it in such a big way, because they understand that it's for going to school, but just know that you're going to have to pay that back. So if you're trying to invest and you already don't have a lot of money, then, look at some other options. Maybe some things aren't as expensive, like community college, and then you can switch over. Most of the stuff is the same type of thing. At the end of the day, as long as you have that diploma, that's what's most important. If you're not going to school, then hey, you're not going to school. You can still make it work, but just remember, don't rely on these jobs, because they can replace you, or they can just drop you, at a dime pretty much. And it's happened to a lot of people. People get laid off.
For On The Go, join Crypto NFTs chat below for mini giveaways and daily updates.
That's very important, and I'm sure you know that if you're trying to be an entrepreneur and run your own business and things like that, to not rely on no job and the whole system. While we're on the topic of school and loans and things like that, the next thing is to don't get into a bunch of debt with getting a new car and all those types of things. Don't incur a large sum of debt. You don't necessarily need a brand new car, especially if you're just starting to work and things like that. And if you still live at your parents' house, because if you still live at your parents' house, you have a very good opportunity to save, most likely, if they're not charging you a whole bunch, or if they're not charging you at all, then you have an opportunity to save. And if that's going into a car, and you say you want to be an entrepreneur or a business person, then you would know that a car is a depreciating asset. Now, some can appreciate and some have, But in rare situations like now with the whole, you know, thing that's been going on, the thing that happened in 2020, can't say it on YouTube anymore. But yeah, you know, with that whole thing, and then now the used cars have gone up in value, certain cars have gone up in value, certain exotic cars, but we're not talking about exotic cars. Those are more so investment properties. When you get to a certain level, they can become that. They can make you more money than what you paid. But right now we're at this level. So right now, when you're on this level, don't indulge in a bunch of debt, and you don't necessarily you probably don't need that new car. You don't need it. You don't need that new car. Last thing that I would tell you is to invest what you can. Obviously, we don't want to save too much in US dollars because of what's happening right now in inflation. But if you're able to invest in Bitcoin or crypto, this is a crypto channel, so you know I'm all for investing in crypto. Invest what you can, because time on your money is very important. Time is like the very best thing that you can have on your money when it's compounding, whether that's in a, you know, just a regular savings account for retirement, or whether that's in investments or crypto or stocks or anything like that. So I don't know. I thought there was something on me. There's always something on me, bro. I don't know. Anyways, that's all I got for you guys. I appreciate you guys for watching this video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.